Question 16. Figure 6 shows a sketch of the curve C with parametric equation x equal to 8 sine square t and y equal to 2 sine 2t plus 3 sine t, where t is between 0 and pi over 2. The region R, shown shaded in figure 6, is bounded by C, the x-axis, the line with equation x equal to 4. And they want us to show that the area of R is given by this interval. Okay, so first I'm going to find the limits, so the t value for these two x values. So I will let x equal to 0 to solve the t value for this, and then I let x equal to 4 to solve the t value for the second one. So the first one, 8 sine square t equal to 0. So that means sine square t equal to 0. So sine t is also equal to 0. So therefore t just equal to 0. Since t is in between 0 and pi over 2, so that's the only value. Then we know t is equal to 0 for this one. And then for the second one, that's when t equal to when x equal to 4. So we let 8 sine square t is equal to 4. So that means sine square t is equal to 1 over 2. Then square root it. So sine t equal to 1 over root 2, positive. Because t is between 0 and pi over 2 is in the first quadrant. So sine, cos, and tan, they're all positive. Yeah, so it cannot be negative. Then we just put that in the calculator. Sine inverse of 1 over root 2, which is pi over 4. So that would be the only solution, because t is only in between 0 and pi over 2. So then we know the second value, the t value is pi over 4. So then to set up the equation, we can just do pi over 4 on top, 0 at the bottom, and then the formula is y, and then dx over dt times by dt. So we know what y is, which is 2 sine 2t, and then plus 3 sine t. And then dx over dt, differentiate x with respect to t, so bring down the power 6 in, and then minus 1 the power becomes sine t. And then it's not x squared or t squared, just is sine t squared. So sine t will be the chain in this case. So we can times by the derivative of sine t, which gave us cos t, and then dt. So they want 8 minus 8 cos 4t, and then plus 48 sine square t cos t. So we can see if we times by those two, we will got the second half straight away. So let's do the expansion first. So that would be pi over 4, 0. And then times them out, that would be 32 sine 2t, sine t, cos t. And the second half will be 48 sine square t, cos t dt. So we got the second term. All we have to do is just find a way to write the first term into 8 minus 8 cos 4t. So since here we have t and 2t, but they want 40, so that means we need to use double angle formula. We need to keep using double angle formula to change t into 40. So straight away, we can use the double angle formula for sine, because we have sine and cos the same time, so we need to use the double angle formula for sine. So the double angle formula for sine is sine 2t equal to 2 sine t cos t. So then we can change that into 16 sine 2t. So then 2 sine t cos t will give us sine 2t again. So then we get a 16 sine 2t, sine 2t. And then the second half doesn't change. So 48 sine square t cos t dt. And then if we use the double angle formula again, so let's just simplify first. So let's write as 16 sine square 2t, and then 48 sine square t cos t dt. Okay, now use the double angle formula. So sine square 2t, so we know the double angle formula to convert sine square 2t to cos 4t, that would be cos 4t equal to 1 minus 2 sine square 2t. So Therefore, to make sin²2t as a subject, we can just rearrange it. So that'll be 16 loss of 1 minus cos 4t and divide by 2. So I will just plus 2 sin²2t for both sides and then minus cos 4t for both sides. And then divide by 2 for both sides. That's how we got this. And the second half doesn't change. 48 sin²t cos t dt. So 16 over 2 is 8. And then 1 minus cos 4t is still the same. And then 48 sin²t cos t dt. And then expand it out. That should give us the answer we want. So 8 minus 8 cos 4t plus 48 sin²t cos t dt, which is exactly the same. And in this case, a is pi over 4. And then now we just have to integrate it to work out the final answer. So for part B, if we want to integrate that, so 8 will integrate to 8t, and then minus 8 doesn't change, it's just a coefficient. So sin 4t should integrate to, cos 4t will integrate to sin 4t and then divide by 4. And then for the next part, 48 is a coefficient doesn't change. And then clearly we need to use the reverse chain rule because sine differentiate to cos. So we can just plus 1 the power and then divide by the power. And then because we have the limits, so we don't need to put plus c. So just pi over 4, 0. So simplify that, we have 8t minus 2 sine 4t and then plus 16 sine cube t between pi over 4 and 0. So now if we substitute in the limits, so that would be 8 times by pi over 4 and then minus, so 2 times by sine 4t. So 4 times pi over 4 is sine pi. So sine pi is just equal to 0, so we just put 0 here. And then 16 sine pi over 4 cube. And then minus, so 8 times 0 is 0, sine 0 is 0, sine 0 is again 0. So the second half is just 0, ignore that. So you just simplify this one. So 8 times pi over 4, that's just 2 pi. And then 16 times by sine pi over 4 cube. So sine pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, cube that is root 2 over 4, times by 16, that would be 4 root 2. So just 2 pi plus 4 root 2. That will be the final exact value.
Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, you can leave some comment. And then if you find the video helpful, please like it and subscribe it. May the A star be with you.